All right. Well, hey, Dutch, we got a couple special guests in this evening. Of course, we got Robert Hockensmith, CPA, with us, and, of course, his very smoking hot wife, Devin Hockensmith.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Sizzling smoking hot, I must add.
Keep
right,
going.
Bob?
Keep going.
Absolutely,
Do you
man.
concur?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
101 outside. Absolutely.
It was a nice day, though.
It was a great day,
wasn't
today,
it?
yeah.
Wow. Did it rain on you at all?
It did. Yeah, this morning it did rain around, about 7 o'clock, and then turned around and rain again this afternoon.
Yes, good. I know. It was a nice day, got to tell you. Well, hey, Dutch, I did want to make an announcement that I'm excited about a new show I'm going to be doing on Saturdays, every Saturday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and it'll just be the Patrick Melson Show. So we're not going to be doing the Monday through Friday after-hours show after tonight. So this will be the final show. And, Dutch, I know that you're not going to be joining me on Saturdays.
Not right now.
Not right now. No, you're going elsewhere. And, hey, it's been a lot of fun working with you, by the way.
It has been fun. It's been very
It's
enjoyable.
been great. Yes.
I've enjoyed your company.
I've enjoyed your company. It's been fun. You know what I mean? So this is our final show together.
I love you, man.
Oh, Devin. I'm glad that was you. I thought that was Bob for a second. Oh, it was Bob.
It was
Okay.
Bob.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm not gonna let him get
That
away
is
with that.
horrible. All right. Well, hey, I want to remind everyone we got the tattoo convention going on that we had on the show this week. It's at the Phoenix Convention Center. And the website is timelessinktour.com. Go there and check it out. It's going on right now. It started at 2 o'clock today. It's going Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow. How about you, Dutch?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out there tomorrow afternoon.
Very nice. Are you going to add to your collection of tattoos?
I don't know. If something jumps out and lands on my skin, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this is supposed to be the biggest tattoo convention ever. So, and they've really been marketing it a lot. So, got to be there. Got to show up this weekend. Well, hey, Bob, I wanted to, get into some tax talk and,
All right.
Obamacare and all this stuff. But one thing I wanted to address with you, there's been a little bit of,
News.
Well, there's a little news on reference to an article on AZ Central about you and your connection with the governor.
Right.
So I wanted to give you a chance, though, to, give us some information and so you can kind of tell your side of what's going on.
All right. Well, I am the governor's treasurer for her political action committee known as JANPAC, and I have been her personal her personal accountant for quite a few years. And when she asked me to be the treasurer for JANPAC, I said, yes, I'd be happy to do it. The AZ Central came out and basically did some research on my background. They found out that in 2009, I had been disciplined by the State Board of Accountancy for an investment that I personally had invested myself, my family, and a number of my friends into. That eventually turned out to be a Ponzi scheme where the gentleman who was running the program stole about $87 million from people.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Now, you thought this guy or his organization was totally legit, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. I thought he was absolutely legitimate. I did, tons of due diligence on the program itself to see if it could be done and make the kind of money he was, professing to make. I went to school for 3 days in Los Angeles to see if the trading that he was purporting could be done. At the school, the instructors actually mentioned him by name and said he's the best trader we've ever seen. The school was attended by 2/3 of the students who were invested with the person. So everything led to believe that what he was telling the world was true. And
one question.
Sure.
Now, as a CPA firm, it is, I assume, legal for you to sell these investments or these securities.
Oh, actually, I was buying them. I was investing in them myself is what I was doing.
Okay.
What I was doing was introducing people to it because I thought it was a great program. I introduced my family into it. I introduced my in-laws. I introduced a number of my clients to it. And when it went south, a lot of it went south. all of it went south because the guy was lying and he was stealing.
Now, is he one of these Bernie Madoff types? Is
That's
that
exactly
what
right.
we would think?
Yeah, his name is
Okay.
James Roberts. He's in federal prison in Fort Smith, Arkansas. He'll be there for another 25 years. He's 76 years old, so it's probably a life sentence for him because he doesn't get parole for this. And basically, the thing that bothered me about the article is that in the article it stated that I had directly or indirectly defrauded clients when I never defrauded anyone. I was absolutely, completely open and honest about my involvement with it and the fact that this was an investment, this was not a guarantee. So that was the only thing that really disturbed me the most, is they said that I had directly or indirectly defrauded clients when I lost more money than any one investor did. My family lost money. A lot of my friends lost money, but there was no one person who lost more than I did. And that sort of disturbed me a bit that the Republic actually came out and said that.
That's true. That is disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
They like to
Not
spend
only that, but this happened in 2009. We're in 2012. We're closing in on the end of 2012. Why 3 years later does that need to be news today? When it's such old information.
Sure. Well, it was written by Yvonne Sanchez. Do you know her at all?
I have no idea who she is. No.
Now, it says they tried to contact you for comment. Did they do that?
I'm sure they left messages. I'm sure, because I get lots of messages sometimes from my assistants that don't get to me.
Oh, sure.
So I didn't speak to her at all.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is politically motivated, is what I would say.
I'm sure it probably is. The governor does a great job. She works hard. She believes what she says. She's been a true spirit for this state for many, many, many years. And there are a lot of people out there that just simply don't agree with her politics or her philosophy, so they want to either attack her directly or indirectly, as the paper would say, by going through people that work for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, have you been in contact with the governor about this article at all, or?
Yeah, she let me know that she still, supports me and that she has confidence in me. And she said there's nothing that I have done in my accounting toward Jan Pack to lead her to believe that I should not be the treasurer. So
Sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that your side of the story.
Yeah,
so.
finally. So, I get an opportunity to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got to tell you, crazy. So, all right. Well, hey, listen, we want to get into some tax talk. We're going to take a quick break, and unless there was anything else you wanted to add to your comments on that, you good?
No,
okay.
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, Dutch, let's take a break, and we're going to be back with Robert Hockensmith, CPA, along with Devin Hockensmith on the After Hours Show.
Well, I'm taking my time. I'm just moving along. You'll forget about me after I've been gone. And I'll take what I find. I don't want no more. It's just outside of your front door.
You're listening to NBC 1260.
American First Financial can provide you with a quick and easy auto title or registration loan in less than 30 minutes. We have multiple loan programs even if you're not currently working or have bad credit. We have a no-hassle loan program where all you need is your title, the vehicle, and your ID. Call one of our offices today for more information. We can loan up to 50% of the value of your vehicle, and your vehicle can be anything from a car, motorcycle, truck, van, ATV, classic car, or commercial vehicle. It needs to be paid off with your Arizona title in your name, or if you're still making payments, we can do a small registration loan. We're located in North Phoenix and in Mesa. You can go to our website at aztitleloans.com, or you can call our office at 602-862-1000.
Do you have equity in your home? Well, neither do we. In an ever-changing real estate market, whether you're buying, selling, or renting, choosing the right realtor and strategy is paramount. Visit us at myhomegroup.com. That's myhomegroup.com, and search the MLS for free. Get your search on at myhomegroup.com, or call us at 480-685-2760. That's 480-685-2760. myhomegroup.com.
Nimbus American Bistro and Brewery was rated #1 in Arizona for brewing by Food and Wine magazine in June of 2011. Now you can get Arizona's finest craft beers right here in Scottsdale. Nimbus American Bistro has all of them, and pints are just $3 during happy hour daily. Come try all of our beers and tell them After Hours sent you for a free soft pretzel. We are located in the shops at Seville on Indian Bend and Scottsdale Roads. For more info, please call 480-248-9212.
American Asset and Recovery Towing and Repossessions. We're family owned and operated, offering valley-wide service to Phoenix. Licensed and fully insured, we offer the fast, friendly service to all our customers. With low prices and fast response time, we also offer emergency roadside assistance. If you have any questions regarding our service, please call American Asset Recovery at 602-434-6345. Again, that number is 602-434-6345. American Asset Recovery Towing and Repossessions, serving Phoenix Valley-wide.
If you're up early, so are we. Entertaining talk radio.
Winning.
Hear us on 1260 AM and 96.1 FM.
All right, welcome back to the After Hours Show. Dutch, what are you doing back there, man?
I'm enjoying the jam.
Me too. Love
Jamming.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Jamming to the jam.
All right, so welcome back to the After Hours Show. So Bob, you did think of something else you wanted to say in reference to the last subject matter.
Yeah, one last issue that I'd like the listeners to understand, and that is when I realized that this had gone south and this was illegitimate, I was the one who contacted the FBI and turned this individual in. So I was the guy who actually called, Bob Caldwell at the FBI here in Phoenix and said, I think that there is a grand theft going on. And within days, he contacted the Little Rock, Arkansas office, and we had Special Agent Patkus contacting us and getting all the information. I was the one who actually gave him tons of information to stop the guy from running away from the country. They stopped him, actually, with a Costa Rican passport and kept him from fleeing the country. So I'd like the listeners to also understand that I was the guy who actually broke this open.
See, and it disturbs me a great deal that a news organization would miss an important piece of information like that would actually, I don't know, make a story.
Yeah.
Well, generally, Dutch, what they like to do is, try to claim that they contacted someone for comment when sometimes they don't try all that hard.
Yeah.
And I thought yellow journalism was supposed to be over with.
Well, let's make some good news here with some good tax advice.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. So, Bob, I wanted to get into some of this Obamacare because there's a lot of people out there that are highly concerned about a lot of things.
Right.
How's it going to affect their business and so forth. So let's get into that. But I did want to ask you right off the bat, I had myhomegroup.com in the other day, and they were talking about, being real estate brokers. They were concerned about this 3.8% real estate transfer tax, meaning if you sell your home, guess what? You got to pay the piper. You got to pay Uncle Sam some money just to sell your home.
Yep. Now, that's going into effect as of January 1st, 2013. There's also an additional 3.8% tax on dividend income, capital gains, interest. So effectively, the highest tax bracket in this country today is 39%. But if all goes according to the president's plan, you're going to have this 39% plus an extra 3.8% on top of that. So it's going to be quite extensive, be a little bit higher tax bracket than most people are aware of. And the one thing I will say is this is going to occur for those people who earn $250,000 or more. So it's not for every taxpayer because you got to remember, Pat, there are a great number of people out in the United States that don't pay taxes. And so none of this
is that
affects
because
the people who
their
don't pay
income
taxes.
is low?
Right. If all they're receiving is Social Security, if all they're receiving is, some type of tax-free income, they're not paying taxes.
What is the threshold for income if somebody's working not much?
Well, let's say if you it depends on whether you're married or single.
Okay.
Depends on how old you are, and depends on whether, if you're a senior citizen, whether you're blind or not, or excuse me, whether you're blind, not the senior citizen, but whether you're blind or not, and how many children you have in the family.
Okay.
So it could be as low as about $8,000 a year up to about $13,000, $14,000 a year. So people who earn that little are not going to pay any taxes whatsoever. And if all you draw is Social Security, you won't pay any taxes either. And if all you draw is tax-free income, like municipal bonds, you won't pay any taxes either. So there's a lot of people out there who do not pay taxes. So these tax laws that we hear about, while it sounds bad for those who earn money, those who don't earn very much money aren't going to pay any taxes to this.
That's interesting. So a lot of wealthy people, I remember Ross Perot was a guy that was into a lot of tax-free bonds. I mean, you could literally have, $1 billion in tax-free.
He actually had
and
$1 billion. He had $3 billion, and $1 billion of it was in bonds, in municipal bonds. That's what he had. Yeah.
Sure.
And if you're the Federal Reserve president, you're not allowed to invest in stocks. You have to put your money in very conservative investments. And, you're allowed to buy savings bonds, but that's it. So even, the Federal Reserve is not allowed to invest. The chairman of the Federal Reserve is not allowed to invest in investments.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Obama just signed this deal. They couldn't do any more inside trading or something. That was kind of interesting.
What, with Congress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how that works. Hasn't been tested in the courts yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I wanted to ask you then, this Obamacare, who's it going to affect? If I'm a small business owner that has, say, 15 employees, is that going to affect me?
No. If you have 50 or less employees, it will not affect you whatsoever. If, on the other hand, you have between 50 and 100 employees, it will affect you. Most, like 98% of businesses in this country that have 100 employees or more automatically have some form of health care that they offer or provide to their employees.
Okay.
Those who have less than 50 have no legal mandate to do it. Some people do it because they think it's a good thing to do or the right thing to do, but there's no legal mandate to do it. But if you have between 50 and 100 employees, you will have a mandate to do it. And that's the businesses that will be affected the most by the Obamacare mandates.
50 to 100.
50 to 100 employees, or more than 50 employees.
Sure.
Yeah. So you're going to be required to actually start offering some health benefits. Now, the other thing I want to say is this. The government doesn't like to call it a tax, but anytime the government imposes a fee on something that you do or you earn or you have, it is a tax. No matter how you want to define it, it is a tax by all definition of the tax.
Even if it's a mandate.
Yeah, it's a tax.
What if it's a fine?
It's still a tax. If the government imposes it, it's a tax.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I agree. They should have started this at the House.
Yeah, they should have.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So it's crazy.
Well, actually, it's funny you said that because the House actually voted down Obamacare just this week.
Really?
Yeah, they voted it down. They repealed it this week, but it has to go to the Senate, which means it's going to go nowhere because of the filibuster. And this is the second time now, I guess in a year, that the House has actually voted down Obamacare, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so strange that can happen.
Yeah.
Now, it's actually supposed to go into effect when? Or the taxes earlier, but then Obamacare not till, was it 2014?
2014, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unless they extend it,
Now, so if I'm a business that has 75 employees,
right?
What do I have to do then?
You're going to have to start offering some health benefits to your employees, what you're going to have to start doing. And you're going to have to pay for part of those health benefits. You can ask the employees to pay for a certain portion of them, but you're going to have to pay for some of it yourself. It's going to eat into your bottom line rather quickly.
Sure.
And the key is...
And insurance keeps going up.
Oh, yeah. The key is the average business has a net profit of about 10, 11%. And that's unless they're in a high volume business, like grocery stores. They have a high volume business, and their profit margin is about 3 to 5%. So if they have an additional cost that adds to their bottom line that's greater than 3 to 5%, they're in the hole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Does that mean my food's going to get more expensive?
It's already there. It's already happening.
Dang it.
Wait till you see the price of beef in the next 3 to 6 months.
Price of beef, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's going to go up. With all the droughts, and now you've got this involved, and you've got problems with the farmers not being able to get loans. You're going to see the prices of food continue to go up.
Well, let's talk about the penalty. So if I'm a company with 75 employees and I say, you know what, I'm not getting medical insurance for my employees, I can't afford it,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm not going to go out of business over it.
Yeah.
So what happens to me?
Well, they can hit you with a penalty, and then the penalty can be per day, by the way. It's per day that you don't impose this.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's
What's
per
this
day.
I hear, 2,000 per employee?
It's 1,000, and then it could go to 2,000, then it can go to 10,000. It could effectively run you out of business. Is what it
Not
could
per
be.
day, you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Oh, it could
I thought
it
it was
could-
for the year.
It's for the year initially, and if
Okay.
they come back with 2 or 3, subsequent violations, they could start hitting you per day.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's not good.
That is insane.
Another thing.
So
that's
you're
gonna
pretty
happen-
much going to have to buy it then.
Oh yeah.
At that point,
if you're going to stay in business, you're going to have to do it.
because some people were saying, well, some companies are just going to pay the penalty, and that's it.
Right. Initially they will, but then they'll stop. But keep in mind, now this means you got a bigger pool of people getting insurance, which theoretically means the insurance price per individual should go down.
Yes.
But what you're going to find is the cost of medical equipment, the cost of medicines, the cost of medical training is going to continue to go up with inflation, even though they say there's no inflation. We know there truly is. So if the cost of everything is going to go up, the price of medical coverage is not going to come down as much as people believe it is. It's going to stay high.
Well, wouldn't everybody having insurance cause people to use it, which causes insurance
Absolutely.
companies to pay out,
That's
which would
right.
raise the price as well?
That's exactly right. People will have more incentive to go to the hospital for a sprain or, some unnecessary expense. Yeah.
And I've already seen that happen on some of the local state level health care where
Sure.
people run straight to the urgent care with a 100-degree fever.
Sure. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
that's
do that
interesting.
because at the emergency room, they have to wait 4 hours. With the urgent care, they can do it within 30 minutes to an hour they can wait. So they get there 4 times faster than the emergency room.
Well, and then it's using the insurance for
Right.
to get a prescription for ibuprofen, which they could have just gone to the Walgreens and taken their fever down with.
Yep.
That's a good
exactly
point,
right.
Dutch. I mean, sometimes you get prescription medication that you can buy over the counter.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
And you pay 1,000% more.
Interesting. Well, hey, Dutch, we got to take that other break. Let's do that. But when we come back, I want to get into what do you think the fallout of this is going to be? Because I know some of the doctors. I want to hear what you think about what the doctors think about this.
Okay.
And
All right.
because I think that's a pretty interesting scenario
It
that we're
is.
going to be entering once we get into the twilight zone of this deal. We'll be
Yep.
right back with After Hours.
You're listening to NBC 1260.
American First Financial can provide you with a quick and easy auto title or registration loan in less than 30 minutes. We have multiple loan programs even if you're not currently working or have bad credit. We have a no-hassle loan program where all you need is your title, the vehicle, and your ID. Call one of our offices today for more information. We can loan up to 50% of the value of your vehicle, and your vehicle can be anything from a car, motorcycle, truck, van, ATV, classic car, or commercial vehicle. Needs to be paid off with your Arizona title in your name, or if you're still making payments, we can do a small registration loan. We're located in North Phoenix and in Mesa. You can go to our website at aztitleloans.com, or you can call our office at 602-862-1000.
Looking for a place to watch your favorite sports teams or just have a fun meal with your friends? The Nimbus American Bistro and Brewery is the place. Nimbus American Bistro is a full-service restaurant and bar with an incredible patio and happy hour specials all week long. And check out the details at nimbusscottsdale.com. We're located in the shops at Seville on Indian Bend and Scottsdale Roads. For more info, please call 480-248-9212 and find us on Twitter at Nimbus Bistro.
Do you have equity in your home? Well, neither do we. In an ever-changing real estate market, whether you're buying, selling, or renting, choosing the right realtor and strategy is paramount. Visit us at myhomegroup.com. That's myhomegroup.com and search the MLS for free. Get your search on at myhomegroup.com or call us at 480-685-2760. That's 480-685-2760. myhomegroup.com.
American Asset and Recovery Towing and Repossessions. We're family owned and operated, offering valley-wide service to Phoenix. Licensed and fully insured, we offer the fast, friendly service to all our customers. With low prices and fast response time, we also offer emergency roadside assistance. If you have any questions regarding our service, please call American Asset Recovery at 602-434-6345. Again, that number is 602-434-6345. American Asset Recovery Towing and Repossessions, serving Phoenix Valley-wide.
You've got internet?
Begin the download.
You've got us.
Popular radio entertainment for the masses.
You can find us at NBC1260.com.
All right, we're back with Robert Hockensmith, CPA, and of course his wife Devin. And let's talk about this. What do you know about the doctors' thoughts on all of this Obamacare? Because I've talked to some myself.
Yeah.
So I'll share what I got. But what do you know?
Well, I've listened to a number of doctors also state that the incentive for being a physician, is waning with this Obamacare. I mean, usually physicians don't go into the business for monetary reasons. They go into the business because they care about people and they're trying to take care of people. That's typically why a person becomes a physician or a PA.
And that's the right reason.
Right. That's exactly the right reason. But there are those people that go into the business because they want to make some money, and obviously, why not? You work hard, you train a long time. Why shouldn't you be successful? Why shouldn't you have an opportunity to do well? But a lot of people are saying, wow, we're not going to make as much as we used to make. Here, the average physician, when they get out of medical school, they have a $500,000 debt hanging over their head that will last for 25 years of their life.
And it won't ever go away until they pay it off.
Right. Well, I mean, there are forgiveness ways. Join the military, go to a low-income area for a few years, go to the Peace Corps. There are ways to reduce or eliminate that debt, but nonetheless, it's another few years of your life that you can't do what you want to do in order to relieve that debt. Or, as you pointed out, Dutch, you are hung with it for the rest of your life because you can't get away from it. You can't file bankruptcy. You can die and get out of it, and that's about the only way you can get out of it, right?
Oh, my.
So there's a lot of physicians that are looking at it going, I got a $500,000 debt to become a physician. Now I'm not going to be, able to make the kind of money I was expecting to make, so it's going to take me even longer to pay off this debt than normal. So there is less incentive for these physicians because they're going to be told what they can charge for the kind of service they offer. My biggest concern as a consumer is quality. The one reason why we let people make money in this country is because it keeps the markets at a fair pitch. If you do a better job than somebody else, then you get more customers and you can make more money. So if the quality is better, then you get the opportunity to be more successful. But if everybody's getting paid the same for the same service or the same product, just like, communist Russia, what is the incentive to improve the quality?
There is none.
Absolutely none. Yeah.
None at all.
Bragging rights?
Oh,
bragging
my.
rights? Yeah, try buying a cup of coffee with bragging rights.
Well, it works for celebrities.
Yeah, well, that's because they get a job from those bragging rights.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And it seems to be that's the direction we're headed with this country, even though we know that system does not work well.
Doesn't work. We proved it.
So why are we going back to that?
Well, I don't know that we're going back to it. I think this is a lull in our future as a country, and I think we're going to see some major changes in the next 5 years, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yes.
I'd like to see
I don't
a
wanna
lot
go
more
down that road.
manufacturing.
I'd like
kidding.
to see that myself. I'd like to see, tax incentives for bringing manufacturing back to this country. That would be a wonderful
I like the sound
opportunity.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. All this socialism, it's I think some people think it's a new thing, but it's actually been done many centuries ago.
Oh, yeah.
And
in fact, socialism became fascism back in the 30s, if you look in Germany.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Dutch, what do you think, man?
I think that the socialism and communism looks brilliant on paper.
Really?
Yeah,
In theory, it does look good, but
However-
in practice, it doesn't work.
exactly. Well, because we're human.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, how many people is it going to take to jump on the government wagon before this all implodes
You know,
and collapses? Because
It's funny you say that, because it used to be, back in 1935 when the Social Security system was implemented in this country because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you were 70 years old before you drew Social Security, and the average age was about 75, 76 before you passed away. So that meant that you had Social Security for 5 or 6 years, and there were about 20 people paying in for every one person receiving Social Security. Today, there are about 5 people paying in for every one person receiving Social Security. So we got far less going in to Social Security than receiving it, and we have 10,000 people a day in the United States turning 65.
wow.
10,000 people a day turning 65 drawing Social Security. So that means that we're going to be, taking this Social Security down rather quickly in the next 10 to 15 years.
Very interesting.
Unless we have more people paying into it, the well dries up at some point. I mean, you can make money out of thin air, but then the price of everything goes up when you make money out of thin air. So
That's true.
buy your gold now.
This printing money out of thin air is ridiculous because that devaluates our dollar, and it's another hidden invisible tax and burden on the citizen.
That's exactly right. People don't think about it because all they think about is, what am I getting today? What can I get away with? That's what they're looking at, and that's not the way to do it. It's more of encouraging people to be successful, encouraging people to want to get a better education, creating an environment where people want to work. That's the way to look at it.
That's true. I agree.
So you want to talk about the estate tax exemption?
I do. But, on that, while we were on that, I did want to tell you there is a report that came out, I want to say, was it this morning or yesterday morning on the Business Channel, that said there's 1.65 people working in the private sector to every one person
In
on
the government?
welfare.
Oh, on welfare.
welfare.
Oh,
yes.
my. Oh, okay.
So that tells me the other people are working for the government, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Which the government really doesn't produce things, or they're not really.
No.
They shouldn't.
They're not in that business. No.
Yeah.
No. Although
So they
you look
live-
at
the
General
government
Motors-
lives-
Yeah, I was going to say, except for cars now.
Yeah, except for
I mean,
cars.
realistically, the government, those salaries, they live off our backs, right?
That's correct.
For the workers.
It's
So,
taxpayers' money that pay the government. That's right.
interesting. Yep. I think that is a crazy number, Bob.
And
I
you know what's really
do.
interesting is a lot of people say, you're only going to raise tax on the rich. Well, we're not going to raise tax on anybody who doesn't make $250,000. Well, have you looked at how many people make $250,000? Not that many.
Well, it's per household,
Yeah,
meaning
right.
a husband and wife can make a $125 each,
Right.
and there
right.
you go.
And you don't have as many rich people as the common folk believe in this country we have. And so, you can only take so much from so many people, and then you basically relieve the incentive for wanting to be successful yet again. You know?
Yes. What is our debt up to right now? Our national debt.
Oh, I don't know the exact
I think
number
it's
on
around
that.
16. Dutch?
No, it's high. I was just thinking how we could fix it. We should tax the Congress and Senate and President just like 90%.
No way.
I think personally that Congress and everybody in the executive branch and the judicial branch should have to pay the same kind of taxes we pay. And that's Social Security taxes and Medicare taxes and income taxes, because a lot of Congress's compensation is not subject to Social Security taxes. And so if they had to pay the same taxes we did, I guarantee you that they would have a reason to fix a lot of these problems.
Interesting. Well, I want to say the debt's 16 or 17 trillion dollars right now.
It jumped another $2 trillion already?
Yeah.
I say it's something like
Good
that.
grief.
So,
Yeah.
but what's interesting is I've been wondering lately. I just hit me, yesterday. I want to say what is our balance sheet say for the federal government? And
See, the problem with the balance sheet is that you can print money out of thin air, so they can make
Yeah.
the balance sheet look good, right? That's the
But they have
problem.
assets, obviously.
Oh, sure. They got tons of assets.
But I pulled up a site that says the federal government only has, I thought it was like 2.7 trillion in property and assets and so forth.
in property, perhaps, but not in assets. No, they have more than that in assets. Because like I said, they can print money overnight and boom, they've got more assets.
Interesting.
But truly, I'm serious. If you would...
But they said they were negative on their balance sheet. They were negative 68 trillion based on all the
The
liabilities.
liabilities, the unfunded liabilities.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, over time.
So that's a lot of money
It's a lot.
when you say 68 trillion dollars.
And our national debt today is 16 trillion or
Yeah.
17 trillion. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Quite a bit.
That is crazy. All right, so what do you got on this estate tax, Bob?
Part of the fiscal cliff that we're running into is January 1st, 2013. You're going to see a lot of changes financially that's going to have a direct, huge impact on everybody, whether you're wealthy or not. You know, your tax brackets are going to go up, number one. You're going to pay higher taxes on interest and dividends and capital gains, the transfer you talked about on real estate, number two. The payroll tax deduction. You know, right now, anybody who gets a paycheck actually gets more of a paycheck now than they did in the last couple of years because the payroll tax to the employee has been reduced by about 2%. That 2% reduction goes away January 1st.
Now, where did that
means-
2% get come out of? Was that
out of the
Social Security?
employees' FICA taxes.
FICA. Gotcha.
Yeah, and so that meant each employee had a bigger check, 2% bigger check. But that goes away January 1st, and that means it goes back to the government, so they're going to have bigger coffers in the government, and each employee is going to see a pay cut January 1st because of that. That's the part of the fiscal cliff. And another part of the fiscal cliff is this. You know, we have reason and incentive in this country to gather assets and gain and acquire assets so that you can give it to your family or give it to a charity as proof of your success.
Sure.
And currently, we have an estate tax exemption of $5.12 million per person. And if planned correctly, a husband, wife, a family could protect about $10 million in estate tax, in estate value, so that when the both of them pass away, up to $10 million would go to their family, go to a charity, or whomever they want it to go to. January 1st, 2013, the estate tax exemption is going to be reduced from $5.12 million down to $1 million
Oh,
each.
my.
No way.
Yeah. So you don't have to be rich to have $1 million. You could have a $1 million life insurance policy. And the minute you die, boom, your estate has $1 million.
And then you get taxed.
Well, yeah, because anything over that $1 million, like your house and your car and your checking account and your art collection, your gun collection, your coin collection, boom, is going to be taxed. And your family is going to be the one who has to pay a 45% tax on anything over $1 million, and it has to be paid within 6 months after you're dead.
So you're saying you need to die this year?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were all going to be done December 21st anyway. Isn't that the...
That's the Mayan
the
calendar,
Mayan
right?
calendar,
Yeah,
yes.
Mayan
The
calendar
end of the
says
world,
December
ladies
21st.
and gentlemen. Yes.
That's why there's jokes, about taking Granny out before the end of the year, so that you don't have to pay those estate taxes.
The estate tax thing was really kind of put in my face with, I believe it was Secretariat, that movie,
Yes,
where her father died, and I'm like, that is messed up. That's not rich people. That's working people.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
normal family that he worked his whole life to have,
That's exactly right.
and they take it.
They take
Right.
it.
Well, see, Bob, I remember a scenario that years ago, under that $1 million you were talking about, this guy had passed away that I'd heard about. I didn't know him, but he owned a lot of property.
Right.
I mean, like a few $1 million worth or whatever it was, maybe more.
Right.
But he owed money on all of it.
Sure.
But they still looked at that as like his total asset or something. Somebody said he had to pay taxes on all that, or his family, or whatever happened. But it wasn't paid for. It wasn't a net asset value. They owed money on all this. And it's still calculated in somehow. Is that right?
Well, they take the fair market value of what the property is worth today, subtract the debt that you owe on it. The difference is the value of the estate. But you're probably talking about when real estate was skyrocketing and the guy had huge value, even though he might have paid $100,000 for a piece of real estate, it might have been worth $1 million when he died. So the difference, that $900,000, was the value of his property, and so he ended up having to pay estate tax on that, perhaps.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is the net value.
Yes, it is. It's the net value. Right.
Interesting.
But like I said, we encourage people to get life insurance. Everybody should have life insurance if you have a family. And we say that the life insurance should be 10 times what your annual salary is for the breadwinner, and it should be 3 times what the annual salary is for the non-breadwinner in your family if you're married.
Now, you speak in term?
Yeah, term is the best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with anything but term. I mean, I don't sell it or anything, but I wouldn't go with anything but term.
Sure. Well, I think, I think it's a good way to leave an inheritance for your kids. If something was to happen to you, what's better than life insurance? You know they're going to get it.
Right. It's not just the inheritance for them, but at the same time, they have to pay whatever debt you leave.
Yeah, they got to clear all the notes and everything. Sure.
And then they got to bury you on top of it.
Yeah. That's true.
And can you use term for retirement and borrow against it?
No. That's only universal and whole life insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. But you want to, the first thing you want to do is obviously have a little emergency fund put away, and then what you want to do is you want to try to get rid of every debt you have except your house, and then at some point you're going to snowball your debt into your house and get rid of that as well. But you want to have some term life insurance for your family too.
Sounds good. Dutch, we got to take that final break. Let's do that. We're going to be back with Robert and Devin Hockensmith on After Hours.
You're listening to NBC 1260.
American First Financial can provide you with a quick and easy auto title or registration loan in less than 30 minutes. We have multiple loan programs even if you're not currently working or have bad credit. We have a no-hassle loan program where all you need is your title, the vehicle, and your ID. Call one of our offices today for more information. We can loan up to 50% of the value of your vehicle, and your vehicle can be anything from a car, motorcycle, truck, van, ATV, classic car, or commercial vehicle. Needs to be paid off with your Arizona title in your name, or if you're still making payments, we can do a small registration loan. We're located in North Phoenix and in Mesa. You can go to our website at aztitleloans.com, or you can call our office at 602-862-1000.
Do you have equity in your home? Well, neither do we. In an ever-changing real estate market, whether you're buying, selling, or renting, choosing the right realtor and strategy is paramount. Visit us at myhomegroup.com. That's myhomegroup.com, and search the MLS for free. Get your search on at myhomegroup.com, or call us at 480-685-2760. That's 480-685-2760. myhomegroup.com.
Nimbus American Bistro and Brewery was rated #1 in Arizona for brewing by Food and Wine magazine in June of 2011. Now you can get Arizona's finest craft beers right here in Scottsdale. Nimbus American Bistro has all of them, and pints are just $3 during happy hour daily. Come try all of our beers and tell them After Hours sent you for a free soft pretzel. We are located in the shops at Seville on Indian Bend and Scottsdale Roads. For more info, please call 480-248-9212.
American Asset and Recovery Towing and Repossessions. We're family owned and operated, offering valley-wide service to Phoenix. Licensed and fully insured, we offer the fast, friendly service to all our customers. With low prices and fast response time, we also offer emergency roadside assistance. If you have any questions regarding our service, please call American Asset Recovery at 602-434-6345. Again, that number is 602-434-6345. American Asset Recovery Towing and Repossessions, serving Phoenix valley-wide.
If you're up early, so are we. Entertaining talk radio.
Winning.
Hear us on 1260 AM and 96.1 FM.
Welcome back to the After Hours show. All right, Bob, I did want to ask you, we were talking about insurance before the break. I've known some people that took a lump sum to buy permanent insurance that would carry them out until their death, I guess they would say, like till 90,
Sure.
95.
Yeah, some people will buy insurance and let the dividends pay the premiums.
Is that worth doing in your mind?
Every case is separate. You got to look at every single case individually.
Yeah.
I have found with my experience that term insurance tends to be the more cost-effective way to go, because with term insurance you can actually go out 10, 20, 30, and as many as 40 years with term insurance.
40 would be awesome.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, think about it. You're 20 years old, you get term insurance till you're 60, and it's going to be ridiculously cheap, but that's somebody who's really got some foresight to buy insurance at 20.
Sure. I just remember someone telling me they paid a lump sum. They wanted to make sure their kids had an inheritance.
Right.
And like you said, I guess that money, the dividend on
Right.
that pays the premium and they're done. They're
But
finished.
you got to be careful with insurance companies. They have what's known as endowment contracts and modified endowment contracts, and you got to make sure that you don't fall into that, because that becomes income to you each year for those dividends that are earned, and you don't want to have to pay income tax on those dividends. So that means you have to pay into the contract for 7 years before you get nailed with the tax on the dividends that are paid.
Sure. Okay. Got it. Hey, I did want to ask you about tax brackets. Now, what is the lowest tax bracket someone can be in?
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, the lowest tax bracket is zero right now.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Could we all get that?
Now, here's a kick. Capital gains. A lot of people say capital gains are 15%. There are actually 6 different capital gains brackets. There's not just one 15% tax bracket. There are 6 different capital gains brackets. It's 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20, 25, and 28.
That is crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. All right. And then what is the highest income tax bracket?
39%.
39%. What do you have to make to get into that?
Over $338,000 taxable income.
Okay. Household?
Household.
Or
per household.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's up there.
Yeah.
Then I had a question, because I know the answer to this, I believe, but some people think that, okay, if you make $350,000 last year,
Right.
you pay a full 39% on
Right.
that money.
Right.
But that's not true, is it?
No. Because it's graduated. It's a progressive tax. So, like if you're a corporation, for instance, the first $50,000 is taxed at 15%. The next $25,000 is taxed at 20% or 25%. The next $25,000 after that is taxed at 30%. So it's graduated. Not every penny is taxed at 39%, only a certain portion, and then it's graduated up. So while you're in the 39% bracket, your effective tax is probably going to be 31%.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's going to reduce, but you're still pretty high at 31.
Yeah. Yeah, think about that. 1/3 of everything that you bring in, gone, out the door.
Well, because over the years I've heard people say, I don't want to make too much because it throws me in a higher tax bracket. Well, I mean, it's not like you're going to pay it on everything that you've already...
I'd rather worry about that problem. Make all the money
Yeah.
you can, and let's have a tax problem.
Right.
Because that way at
Give
least
me a
you
tax
make-
problem.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
You're going to make and keep more than you pay.
That's right. Well, hey, Bob, give out your information.
Okay.
You have a local office in Phoenix. And so
Our
forth.
office is located at 6232 North 7th Street. We're Suite 110, Phoenix, Arizona, 85014. Our phone number at the office is 602-264-9331. We have a website, and you'll like this one. It's azmoneyguy.com. That's
AZ Money Guy.
Yeah, AZ Money Guy, MONEYGUY. So azmoneyguy.com is our website. My email is robert@azmoneyguy.com. And we changed that from our old Tax Quest.
You got a
website.
taxquest.com.
Yeah,
didn't
it's
you?
still there, but we're going to be converting taxquest.com over to azmoneyguy.com within the next 7 days.
Gotcha. Now, you got a page on Facebook for your...
We do. Robert F.
Office?
Hawkensmith, CPA, PC.
Very nice.
Yeah, we do.
Because everyone's on Facebook these days.
I know. You
That's
got to
all
have
the
it.
letters.
It is, isn't it? It's
I wish I had all kinds of letters. after
A,
my
B,
name.
C, D, E, F, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I got to tell you, that is crazy. Now, as far as your services, you offer an array of services.
We're a full-service CPA firm. We do tax returns for clients, financial statements. We give out financial advice. We do financial planning. We offer payroll services. We do, estate planning. We work with a couple of estate law firms here in town. We do a lot of work. And anything you can think on a financial spectrum, we offer.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So if you have a business and you need some monthly accounting, some
Yep.
payroll, that sort of thing.
Sales tax reports, financial statements. If you want it done quarterly, if you want it done every 6 months, you want it done every year, you just want a tax return, we can cover all of it.
Sure. You know, there's a lot of people trying to upstart businesses right now,
Yeah.
especially they're out of work and so forth. So I would think it's best to get started on the right foot.
Yep.
Go see you, and make
Yep.
sure you get your monthly stuff going and keep it organized.
We
you know?
tell people that taxes and law are not do-it-yourself projects.
That's true.
They're not Home Depot. Otherwise, why would we go to school for 6 years just to get a license if it was that easy?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to compete with TurboTax too, right?
We do. We have to compete with TurboTax, but I got to tell you, you have to remember this. The computer will do exactly what you tell it to do. So if you don't have the knowledge of where something should go, then of course you're going to make mistakes. And we have so many people come into our office and go, yep, I did my taxes myself. I did it on TurboTax, and I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to do this, or I didn't realize I was supposed to do that. And so we're constantly cleaning things up. And frankly, what you'll find out is it costs you twice as much to fix something as it would to do it right the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
My. So you can run into little glitches on TurboTax.
Oh.
You got a special scenario that
Yeah.
TurboTax doesn't ask those questions.
TurboTax doesn't teach you tax. All it does is prepare a return. You have to
Interesting.
know what to put in there.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, CPAs really can help you out. I mean, like you said, it's worth the money
Yeah.
that you pay to get that
Oh.
knowledge, the education and the knowledge.
Don't forget, Pat, the money you pay a CPA is a tax deduction.
Hey, gotta love that too. How about you, Dutch? Do you go to a accountant or do you do your own?
My wife is a property tax accountant. I figure she can do income tax too.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
That's true.
But I was always nervous about what the cost of going to a CPA or having an accountant for startup business would be.
I'll tell you right now, the average accountant is probably going to charge anywhere from $150 to $200 an hour. But what you need to remember is this. Most accountants today do not charge by the hour, they charge by the job. So if you tell them what you want done, they'll tell you what the cost is going to be before you even get them to do anything.
Is that a better way to go?
Well, sure. Would you rather say, here, take care of my tax return and find out after the fact when the return is done that it took 10 hours?
Exactly.
Or would you rather have someone tell you up front, this is going to take 8 to 10 hours,
Exactly.
this is what I will charge?
Exactly.
So we can always do that. In our firm, we always tell the client what the cost is before we start the job.
Absolutely. Hey, Bob, Devin, thanks for coming on the After Hour Show. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, Dutch, this is our final voyage together, sir.
It's been fun.
It's been awesome. I've been doing the After Hour Show for over a year now, but I am excited to do the Saturday show, the Patrick Melson Show at 1 p.m., which will start tomorrow, by the way.
How about that?
Yeah, already. So everybody tune in, 1260 a.m. and 96.1, or your computer, 1260, NBC1260.com.
Best of
That
luck,
is.
Pat.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been a lot of fun, Dutch. Have a good night, everyone. Tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m.